we have something in common playing football that you may not realize, right? And I want to know, do you have any clue what this may be? What we have in common playing football.
Playing football?
Yeah, and it's not playing for the New England Patriots.
No.
You can't guess. I know you're like, what the hell is this dude talking about? Bro, my favorite coach ever. Is that a hint?
Who's yours?
My favorite coach ever is Gene Chizik. I don't know y'all history and the extent of y'all relationship, but I ain't gonna tolerate no Gene Chizik slander or hate on here now. That's my fucking guy.
When you was with
he was
Coach
UCF with me, he was my D. He the one that taught me the T-step. He taught me my every technique that I use today. Then he went to Texas, and then I think he went to Auburn, bro.
You played with Culpepper?
No, when I got there, he had just left. Gene Chizik didn't coach with Culpepper. I don't think he was never there with Culpepper. Or maybe he was.
He always mentioned like athletic quarterbacks, and Culpepper and Vince Young was always the ones. And I never put two and two together.
Bro, I just thought about that, that we was coming up finna chop it up. I'm like, I forget that we both had Gene Chizik. What do you feel about Coach Chizik, man? And how did he find you? 1 year, he's pulling the triggers like this Cam Newton guy's freak of nature. He's gonna win big for us. How did he see all of this? How did that come about, brother?
It was never even like that. Like my official visit to Auburn, I probably spent 15 minutes with Coach Chiz. So much so I didn't even know that was the head coach.
Wow.
Like he had something going on with his family for whatever.
Big family guy. Big family.
Yeah, I didn't care to know. I was so mentally locked in a different headspace that I'm like, yo, like let's talk scheme. How are y'all gonna implement me? And what I did not know is Chiz didn't want to take a quarterback that year. Like he was high on the quarterbacks that we had, and being a junior college quarterback tells most coaches already what they needed to know. Yeah. Either you wasn't good enough, and that's why you got there, or something happened while you got there, or how you got there in junior college. That was the stigma of a junior college quarterback. Well,
and you had 1 year, only 1 year of eligibility, right?
No. I had two. I forgoed the second year. I was just only at Auburn for 1 year, right? So for Chiz, he was an individual very influential, because when I got to Auburn, he passed me off to the big three. It was Coach Malzahn, who's now the offensive coordinator at Florida State now, Curtis Looper, who's at Missouri, and Trooper Taylor, who's at Texas A&M right now. Them three individuals were responsible for when Coach Chiz said, go get your boy, I was the boy. And I knew I was a different version of myself than what people probably have spoke about me at Florida. And I knew I was on my last strike. So much was happening, and the best day of really my life, because at that point there would not be no Cam if I didn't have this day. Man, he called me in his office and he made me the quarterback officially with it was me, Coach Malzahn, and Coach Gene Chizik, bro. And that's when it was like, yo, I got the keys to the Ferrari now. I ain't giving these hoes back. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So was it a day in training camp or something that you convinced Coach Chiz? Like, what snapped in Coach Chiz's mind that he was convinced that you're going to be his quarterback? What happened?
Well, I had an opportunity. I was favored to be the starter,
right?
But they never, like, we went through spring, no official, call. Hey, we went through the early part of summer workouts, no official call. As we're going into the second phase of summer workouts, which inevitably was training camp, they made that decision. And I'm just grateful to this day, bro. Like, it could have easily been, that's where I'm a firm believer of second chances.
Yeah.
Because if Chiz never would have signed off and said, you know what? Nah. very battered, resume, certain speculations over here. Man, I'm hearing this about him over there. And then all of a sudden now he had the final say. Yeah. And when he gave me that opportunity to grant clearance for me to have a scholarship, let alone to be a starter, then I'll be
people don't realize that scholarship was important back then, boy. It was important, baby.
Real talk. This was pre-NIL, this was pre-transfer portal.
Yeah,
bro.
We need that financial aid. We need all that,
all that, bro. All that. We was probably getting like $315 for a scholarship check. You know what I'm saying, at the time. And
that stuff sounds crazy now to these young boys.
Simone Biles stretch. Boy, you feel me? Real talk.
For real, boy. Yes, all right, and so now we got the college football national championship coming up, man. And like we were talking about, is you being a national champion and a former Heisman Trophy winner. You know what I mean? What advice would you give to Fernando Mendoza and Carson Beck ahead of this big game, this championship coming up, man? What? Give them some advice.
Two different coaching styles and two different coaching points. Number one, let's go with Carson Beck. Carson Beck, bro, hey, protect the football. You're playing a defense that feeds off of mistakes. They get all of their existence because of turnovers, penalties, and bad plays, right? So all that to say, for Carson Beck, just protect the football and play smart, not conservative football. There's a difference. Smart is taking chances where chances are to be had. Conservative is not taking those chances when they're there and, not doing what you're supposed to do with the football. Mm-hmm. Now, Fernando, on the other hand, is, bro, do everything that you've been doing to get us to this point in Indiana. And this was an interesting stat the other day that I saw. Mm-hmm. It was like, why are we not giving Fernando Mendoza the same respect that we gave Joe Burrow in his 2019 LSU team? Mm. They both were 14-0. And they both had very high, point differentials, and they both won the Heisman.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you even consider that to be a comparable before I even said that?
Of course, and I just think it's the different programs, it's the notoriety, the attention you get from LSU compared to Indiana, and we talked about that. And when you spoke up for me, saying that me and Deion numbers were more comparable than people think and things like that, because I didn't talk enough. I didn't get enough attention brought to myself. And that is very important. As bad as it may seem, and we may not want to agree, you know what I mean? The facts and the stats just don't do enough sometimes. People want to see the attention and the things that are prime time, and I guess, and what people like to talk about. So yeah, man. What do you think, Fernando Mendoza, game changer or game manager?
Game manager.
Game manager. Game manager. All right, game manager.
But I'll tell you why. Fernando Mendoza is, has characteristics of a Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Right. And the reason why I say, man, I haven't seen a game. I've seen a moment. I haven't seen a game where it's like, yo, he's playing out of his mind. He had a Heisman moment, versus Penn State. And I would give more credit to the catch than the actual throw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that was considered his Heisman moment. I have yet to see Fernando Mendoza have a game like last week. He had 5 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
But if my memory serves me right, he only had 171 yards passing.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Or
yeah.
But it wasn't nothing where you like, yo, 350, this, that, and the third.
Crazy.
It was just one of those things that he's an individual on his team that has made the biggest difference. And sometimes, bro, you could be that individual. Yeah, 177 yards with 5 touchdowns, 17 of 20.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's like we're in a day and age where Joe Burrow was a difference maker on an already talented team.
Yeah.
Like there were certain things that was like, yo, like, come on, bro. He's playing out of his brain. And that's fine. When I think about Indiana, even though Fernando Mendoza is the outright Heisman Trophy winner, and he may go #1 overall, I look at Fernando Mendoza as a person that is an intricate piece of an already sophisticated puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? He's not the actual puzzle, but he's like, yo, he's the intricate piece to complete it. He's not going to make a mistake, right?
When I watch Indiana, it just looked like a well-coached team. You know what I mean? Look like they are well-coached from special teams, defense, offensive line, you know, all the way around. And Fernando Mendoza, in my opinion, too, he's not the most talented, gifted player. He doesn't have the best speed, you know what I mean? But you know, he gets the job done. You know what I mean? I don't know if we heard on this channel, but first let me say this, man. Some people may not agree with everything we talk about, or the strong statements. You know, some of us may meet, you know what I mean, including us ex-players. We may not agree with one another, but at the end of the day, we're just here to have fun, debate, entertain, and educate everyone about the football. You know what I mean? Just have fun, right?
Are we on a live chat right now?
Yeah, we're on live.
So
what
people,
needs to be said is live, baby. Yeah, you got the chat if you can see it on your side. You can chat with them.
I'm reading the chat. Donnell Prince, right? Cam is soft for not diving on that ball. He showed he's neither a manager or a game changer. Cam is a bitch with mouth. And knowing me, you would never say that in my face, bro.
Yeah.
Like you would never approach me and say what you just typed.
Yeah.
So with that, I would say it's like, yo, this is the main reason now why we have to do a better job with fan-player interaction, because you got individuals that feel entitled or feel protected
saying
because
things.
of what they're saying. It's like, bro, I'll never call a grown man a bitch in his face if I didn't mean it's on site.
And we know nobody would never say that to you in your face.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing. You got Asante Samuel, a perennial player in this NFL. He says something about a DB, and the first thing you attack is his career. You got Colin Cowherd, who has never played this game. He says something about any other position in sports, and nobody questions his resume. Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith.
I never thought about it like that. Never thought about it like that. They actually take what they say as law. You know what I mean? Like you're saying.
Which is cool. So it's like for me, this is where I want to educate people. I literally heard Tom Brady give a critique about throwing a football. And me listening to that, it's like, yo, is that really content, or is that really earth-shattering information, or is that something that people just glaze because it's Tom Brady? If you're asking me, I work with an individual in Dan Orlovsky who has unbelievable takes, and I'm like, yo, like I never really thought about it like that. And as soon as somebody doesn't agree with Dan, the first thing that they're gonna say is, bro, you were a backup for your whole career. Like, what the hell do you do?
Yeah.
And this is the thing. I remember being on the sideline, and there was an argument with two players. All right, it will remain nameless because I don't want to disrespect them or whatever.
Right. We're not here to tear anybody down ever, y'all. No. So y'all get away with that, y'all.
But this is the thing. One player was a perennial Pro Bowler. The other one was an undrafted free agent. Both of them were starting. The person who was an undrafted free agent was getting kind of critiqued. It was like, yo, bro, you're wrong. And then it took them, we got the tablets that kind of showcase like, yo, like this is where I was. The perennial Pro Bowler was in that situation saying like, no, dog, like you were supposed to do this and you were supposed to do that. The undrafted guy simply said, hey, dog, as a man, I'm telling you, as another man, you can be wrong too.
Right.
And he just walked away. And it wasn't confrontational. And I seen it transpire to where it's like, yo, the perennial Pro Bowler was wrong.
Yeah.
We would have never thought that he was wrong and the undrafted free agent was right. But certain things, especially in content or whatever, even though we hold certain people in high regard, it's not to say that they're right, wrong, or indifferent. There's other ways that can be done, no matter what the resume is or what the resume indicates.
Yeah.
So
and you can agree to disagree without acting stupid and childish and all these stupid things. You know what I mean?
For sure. I mean, I think I love this time. Like I gotta implement this. Like we live. Like this. I feel like I'm on my Twitch right now.
Hey, when I came on your show, I say when Cam come on my show, he gonna be like, I like this right here. I want to do this now. I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you was gonna. I was like, dang, yeah, yo.
Hey, well, I come back just for the comments.